Yeah. I guess it's time to start investigating. Look at Molasses doing a job. Anyway, I was out doing stuff today. I was being a good little boy and doing stuff. So, yeah. Mario Land 2. Okay. Cool. You got it. Anyway, we have a lot to do. I guess we'll start with people.
Something like this.
It has happened once again. 2 of my cherished friends died at the same time. I cannot believe it. Well, I mean, technically they didn't die at the same time.
How cruel.
This is the place where Ibuki sang for Fuyuhiko, and it was like nails on a chalkboard. Kyoko looked like she was having so much fun listening to her music, and now they're both dead. It's probably because the music was so bad. Yeah, it's a BOGO sale. Check it. 2 for the price of 1. I understand how you feel, but please get a hold of yourself. 2 of our friends were killed. That's all the more reason we can't just leave this alone, right?
So just as I thought.
Yeah. Alright, Cactus. Well, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the emote and the bits. And good choice with Super Mario Land 2. When we did Super Mario Land 1, you know, I've played that before. And I really enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but I've never played the second one, so if it gets locked in, I'm actually pretty looking forward to it, because as much as I like the first one, it'll be kind of fun. Anyway. Even I'm horrified of my power, of the eye of the Overlord. Excuse me?
Nature,
you stupid fool.
Will of the world.
I cannot believe you haven't noticed that aberrant thing. Pitiful humans. They refuse to lift their heads up for fear of doubting the authenticity of the blue sky. Does he mean there's something up? Or do you mean the fire? He might be high. I'm gonna keep going on. Hey, are you okay? Are you still not feeling well? Yeah, I don't really get it, but when I think about Nekomaru, it's like my knees start shaking.
That's weird.
There's no way I got that kind of weakness. It'd probably go away if I battled a strong dude, but Nekomaru's not here. He'll be fine. It was just a bazooka. You're right.
Damn right.
Hey, Hajime, take a look at this. What?
Huh?
Look what's in front of the door. A drumstick? Yeah. Looks like it's broken. What happened to it?
Like...
Something like that's in front of the door. You think it might be a really big clue? Why would it be a clue?
Hey.
Remember when we came to the music venue? Oh, that's what was blocking the door. When we pushed through the door, it snapped the drumstick. That's actually a really good catch for you, Hiko. I'm actually really impressed with you. Good catch, my dude.
Yep.
That was a really good catch. I'm impressed. Door was locked when we tried to go inside, and the 4 of us charged into the door. Yeah, it doesn't have a lock.
I get it.
The door is designed to be pushed open, and this is the shape of the handle. If a stick was used to bar the door here. Yeah. You think this drumstick was used to lock the door? Yeah. How was the killer able to get out? I mean, the music venue doesn't even have windows. This door is the only entrance. If they locked the door from the inside, the killer wouldn't be able to escape outside.
Like...
Maybe the killer was still inside when we broke down the door, and they waited until we were already at the scene of the crime to join us.
I get it.
Ooh. If that's the case, that's... Ooh. Might be evidence of that around here somewhere. Yeah. I won't let the killer get away with this. The killer was still inside when we broke down the door to the music venue. It's definitely a possibility. It could always be like the previous case where there's like a window someone could use to get out. But for now, that's actually a pretty good catch.
I've listened to the whole story.
Okay. What you got? Chiaki, that was a kind of cool entrance.
Well?
Besides the broken drumstick, I've also discovered something interesting.
See?
There's a weird glob where the right and left door touch. What is this? It looks too firm to think it's rubber.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't look like rubber, but And she just touched it. Okay. Ew. Why are you putting it in your mouth? It smells like workshop chemicals, and that's in your mouth. And this chewiness. I see, this thing may be a glob now, but that doesn't mean it was a glob from the start. For instance, if it was originally a liquid that hardened into this, it might be possible to apply it directly and smoothly in the gaps of the door. What? Just as I thought, it tastes nasty. She spat it out of her mouth and left the area. Besides that bit about the taste, it's okay to consider that some kind of clue, right? Oh, okay. Hey, when did you realize Ibuki was missing? After leaving Nagito's room, I went to the on-call room, and that's when it came to me. That I should go check on how everyone in the hospital is doing one more time before I go to sleep. And so I went to the patient rooms and noticed that Ibuki was gone. So I quickly ran out of the hospital. Okay. And then I saw Fuyuhiko in front of the hospital, so I asked him if he could help me look for Ibuki. That reminds me, where were you? I thought you were resting in the lobby. It's a long story. I don't doubt you! Oh my god. Yeah, we were together until you went to the on-call room. Yeah, we were together until a little before the morning Monokuma announcement. So I don't doubt you, I'm telling the truth. Is it alright if I continue with my autopsy? Talk to me again later, I'll tell you what I know. So please spare my life! Okay. Yeah, I've got 3 possible thoughts right now. We'll see. With her arms crossed and a thoughtful look on her face, she was silently staring at the stage floor. Did something drop on the floor there? Nothing dropped, it's just dirty.
Hey.
See? Take a close look at the floor.
See?
If you look closely, there's a smudge as if something was wiped off. Wait, this isn't something. Is this a blood stain?
Yep.
Well, blood stain isn't strange. Yoko's neck was slashed not far from here.
But still.
Rather, what's strange is why did the killer try to hide it?
So...
If they weren't trying to hide it, they wouldn't have bothered wiping it off. The reason the killer wiped off the blood stain. As long as the body's nearby, there's no way they'd be able to conceal the crime by wiping off a blood stain. So what was the killer trying to hide? A smudge on the floor. There's a massive candle positioned near the front of the stage. I remember. Dull light in the video must have been coming from this candle. Which means that all the lights were out. Candle this huge might be perfect for lighting, but they didn't need to bother using a candle. They could have just used the normal stage lighting. So why didn't they? Buki had a hemp bag on her head and was hanging from the ceiling. Why does she have a hemp bag on her head? Wait, huh? The hemp bag. Upon further inspection, there's a Monami decal on the fabric. It's from the theater. Let's have a look at the noose. It's the rope that was tied to the lighting on the ceiling. Buki hanged herself with this rope and died. From what I can tell, it looks like a regular length of rope with no unnatural features. But despite the fact this music venue has a storage room, there shouldn't have been any rope in there. Which means it was obtained from the supermarket? Did the killer bring it from there? Well, that means anybody could have obtained it. It means it'd be difficult to use it as a clue. I just noticed a little something. Is it okay if I confirm it?
Hey!
Hey, Mikan, you have a moment? There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right?
Well...
And no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself.
I see.
So she died by hanging herself. Okay. What are you taking me around in circles for? You might not have seen it, but we all saw that she hanged herself. You're right, yep, got it. So this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place. As usual, I have no idea what the hell he's doing. Except that I think it does matter. There's a black curtain hanging at the far side of the stage. It's not wide enough, it can't reach from one edge of the stage to the other.
Huh?
It's not really a full-length curtain. It wasn't originally here, right? If it was, it's strange that it doesn't fit properly. Gee. Probably obtained from the furniture section of the supermarket. See, the back of the curtain is taped for temporary use, just like the curtain of the supermarket. So you're saying when someone took the time to actually bring that curtain from the supermarket,
So,
they went that far, this is probably something the killer really needed for this crime. The original one might have blood all over it. That's definitely possible. Well, it wouldn't be a mystery if the answers came easy. Her body lay atop the stage. She's wearing the hospital gown she was wearing when she was sick. What's this on her feet? I didn't notice when she was hanging, but the soles of her feet are dirty. It's blood, right? There shouldn't be any external injuries on her. If that's the case, this blood belongs to someone else. Yeah. One of the three ideas I had definitely follows this logic.
Damn right.
Hey, Hajime, can I talk to you for a sec? You already discovered the body before you met up with us, right? Yeah. At first I didn't know if it was Ibuki because of the hemp bag, though. But I knew right away she was dead since she was hanging from that rope.
Like,
Which means Ibuki must have died before Hiyoko was tied up.
well,
That helps. There's no time of death written in the Monokuma file this time, so I wasn't really sure who died first. It's true that their estimated time of death wasn't written in the file this time, but I should know when Ibuki died because I personally saw it. In that video, Ibuki was climbing the stepladder on her own, so right after that... Wait, hold on. If Ibuki climbed that stepladder and died right after, does that mean she committed suicide? No, it's impossible, because even if Ibuki committed suicide, it doesn't explain Hiyoko's death afterward. Two different deaths happened at the same time. There's no way that's a coincidence. Stepladder is tipped over on its side. Must be the stepladder she used in the video. Isn't that a blood stain? See, there's blood around the left side of the stepladder. As I recall, Ibuki didn't have any external injuries. If that's the case, there must be Hiyoko's blood.
yep.
Bloodstain that probably belongs to Hiyoko is on the left side of the stepladder. I guess we'll check the other body. Her body is suspended against the pillar on the side of the stage. She's wrapped against the pillar with duct tape. She looks like she was forced to stand upright. It's pretty fucked up, to be honest. According to the Monokuma file, her cause of death was a slit throat. Her neck looks like it stopped bleeding, probably because of the duct tape wrapped around it. Why is her kimono like this? Her kimono's all disheveled. Also, her sash is tied in the front. Did the killer do this too? But when did the killer kill her? When I first discovered Ibuki's body, I didn't see Hiyoko's body here. If that's the case, Hiyoko was killed. Must have been during the time I was getting everyone before I came back here. But that was barely 10 minutes. Is it really possible the killer killed Hiyoko and taped her up in such a short amount of time? Even if it is possible, whoever did it would have had a narrow window of time to do so. Because the killer must be someone who doesn't have an alibi during that time, right?
hey!
What? No, you're in the way.
Now.
I don't wish to be in your way at all, but there's something I really need your help with.
Actually,
If you look closely, there's an unnatural shape bulging from inside Hiyoko's kimono. So I was thinking she might be hiding something. Don't tell me you want to search inside her clothes.
huh? Why?
Well, it would have been a problem if she were alive, but she's dead now, you know? Dude. Creep level maximum. If you don't want to do it, I'll just have to ask someone else.
Hey!
Yo,
Hey,
Well, I don't know what you do for me. It looks like there's something inside Hiyoko's kimono, so can you feel around for
What?
that? Okay.
thanks.
Helping each other is such a wonderful thing.
now then.
Kane reached through the duct tape binding. Rather, the duct tape binding Hiyoko as she stuck her hand inside her kimono.
Weird.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yo,
There's something. Is this what you were looking for? Is this a key?
Perhaps.
Looks different than the keys to the cottage, so this may be the key to her motel room.
But
If her key was so deep in her kimono that it'd be hard to remove, it's very unlikely the killer tampered with this evidence.
isn't that right?
Because if this is a trap, they would have put it more toward the front of her kimono so we'd notice it easier. Which means we can conclude this is something that Hiyoko had with her all along. Okay. Motel room key.
Hey,
Also, it's not like I'm adding to that or anything, but you looked like you were curious about the condition of her body, right, Hajime? Well, of course, that's why I'm investigating! It's true, there are several mysteries regarding her body.
well,
Well, just hear me out for a second. All those mysteries, what I think the strangest is
see?
the way they wrapped her body with that duct tape. It's almost like they were trying to hide the wound on her neck, don't you think? I mean, to be fair, I actually didn't notice the neck wound until I saw it in the Monokuma file, so if that was their intent, at least for a moment, it worked. So... I don't really know if it was their true intention, but I guess it's a big help for our investigation. The reason for the low volume of blood is because duct tape is acting as a compress, right? If her body was left alone after her throat was slit, the surrounding area would be a sea of blood. Yeah. 2 dead bodies floating in a sea of blood. That's enough to make anybody faint. Yes, it is. This looks like the music venue's AC unit. Yeah. So, it's running as a heater over 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I know why it's so damn hot. Better turn off the heater for now. It should cool things off a little. But why? That's the one thing I don't quite know yet. I like how all the way up there, and it's still like in her hitbox. It's kind of funky. The shattered remains of a machine are spread all over the floor.
I see.
Appears to be the surveillance camera unit.
This, too, must be the will of causality.
Kazuichi put it in the music venue for communication purposes. Why is it destroyed like this? Perhaps criminal psychology is at play here? What?
Well,
Even if they know they're not being recorded, there's no way the killer would tolerate committing a murder in front of a camera.
Fine.
Okay, that doesn't explain why the surveillance camera's still intact. So that's why they destroyed the camera. Seems plausible enough. They'd hesitate to murder someone in front of a camera, and that's why they destroyed this? Then what was that thing I saw? Because, I mean, there's a camera right there. I still feel like Gundam was trying to tell me there was something. We'll check over here first. Or maybe he's just crazy. There's a lot of stickers with the venue's logo placed here. Yeah. Compared to last time, it feels like there are less stickers. Am I overthinking this? No, you're not. There's carpeting, wallpaper, paint. Thick black paper that's folded up on the lower shelf. It looks like wallpaper. A lot of stickers pasted all over the front of it. And this edge of the wallpaper looks a little torn, but what does this mean? There's a lot of different musical instruments lined up here. I know about guitars and drums, but there's other things I don't know. Like a banjo. They don't look like they pertain to the case. It's unfortunate. I was hoping a musical instrument would be something. You see your whole body in this huge full-length mirror. It's probably used for checking costumes. With a mirror this big, it'd be easy to check how you look. Nagito. Did you come here to investigate the storage room too? I just wanted to confirm what you were thinking.
Hey,
So how about it? Did you find any clues? The tipped over stepladder on the stage, the duct tape binding Hiyoko. That probably all came from this storage room. Might be other things from this room they used for the crime. You always pretend to give me hints, but in the end, you're just gonna be on the killer's side, right? I'm not siding with the killer, you know. I'm just on the side of whoever acts in the name of hope. That's all there is to it, dude.
but
That's the main reason why this case is really special.
man,
But I can't say for certain, though. And as usual, he makes no sense.
Hajime,
I still don't quite understand the details of what happened.
Right.
If you can explain it to me in detail, I think I'll be able to give you some more useful information. Or you could be a dick and just confuse us all. You don't want to find the truth. You just want to make us suffer.
How mean.
I'm doing this because I believe it's for everyone's sake. Oh, well. For the sake of everyone's hope, I gladly become the enemy, and I won't even mind when I die. Dude, we get it. That's the main reason why I can't overlook this case this time. What does that mean, dude? Regardless, I guess you're not going to tell me, huh? It can't be helped. I guess I'll just rely on my gut feelings.
Hey.
You should come by later, too. I'll go there first and wait for you. Where? Well, obviously the movie theater. Here's where the bag came from. Why the sudden interest in the movie theater? I guess it's everything important in this room. Okay. All right, well, this might be close to finished investigating the music venue, but I still need to talk to Mikon. Yeah, autopsy results, please. How about it? You found anything out by now? It's been very inconclusive.
You got it wrong!
The music venue is just too hot. Because of the heat, I can't estimate the time of death. Is that possible? If a body is overexposed to heat or cold, you won't be able to determine a precise time of death. Might have been the killer's goal. That would explain why they fucked with the AC. They covered up the time of death by using the heater to make the inside of the music venue hot. It was actually really smart. But that's weird.
But...
Even if this heat is the killer's doing, is there any reason for them to cover up the time of death? I agree. As long as I saw it, it should be clear what order the murders occurred. First was Ibuki, then Hiyoko. As long as this is an imitation murder, there shouldn't be any mistaking the order of the murders.
Huh?
You don't know, Hajime? I thought everybody already knew.
See?
It's a murder where the killer uses a creative work, like a song or a film, as an outline for their killings. It's so common in detective novels, mangas, and video games, you start to get annoyed by it. Okay, how would that be related to this murder? Well, based on the killing order and the way they were killed, it's clearly an imitation of that movie.
Good instinct.
Oh. The assumption is an imitation murder is the reason why the killer killed two people. The goal was an imitation killer. Even so, why did they feel the need to do something like
Do you
that?
have a minute?
If this was really an imitation of that movie, is it possible one more person might have been killed?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If the killer wishes to complete the imitation... Hey, guys, I didn't see the movie, okay? What are you guys talking about? A murder? One person might have been killed? You guys worry there's gonna be another victim? Then no worries. Things will get out of hand too fast if a bunch of people could be killed at once. I'm a real cautious fella, so I prepared a perfect countermeasure. On this killing skull trip, the same blackened can only kill a maximum of 2 people.
Huh?
Mean you've added another rule?
Yep.
Well, if killing everyone at once is okay, the blackened would be able to secure an easy victory, right?
Yeah.
This new rule will prevent that. Make sure you slam it into your tiny brains. If it's a maximum of 2 people, then there will not be any more killings. Since you're here anyway, can I ask you one more thing? You know, I just want to confirm one of the class trial rules. As expected of you, you're very strict about games.
Perhaps.
I don't want to consider this possibility at all, and I don't even want to think someone would do this. If 2 cases occur at once, what happens if there are 2 killers?
So...
Like I said, I'm talking about the possibility that Ibuki and Hiyoko were killed by 2 different people. That would mean 2 killers exist at the same time, but we can only vote for 1 person, right?
I am concerned.
If we can only choose one based on a majority vote, the other person could certainly attain victory. Yeah, you're right.
See?
So what happens in that case? What about a case where there's 3 incidents instead of 2, or 4 if that overlap one another?
Silence!
I think we're making him mad, guys. I'll make extra so something like that never happens.
Hey.
Meaning 2 killers can't exist at the same time. So it's safe to say that applies to this case too, right?
Wow.
Ooh.
I don't like this.
Fine, that's right. There's always 1 killer at any given time. Even if they had an accomplice, I'd have you figure out who the mastermind is.
This is kind of...
Man, I ended up giving you a huge hint. She made me say it. Gamer brains are not to be underestimated. I should just shut up and go back to my cave. So there's no possibility for 2 killers to exist at the same time, which means...
Yep.
Fine.
Plus, if the killer can kill a maximum of 2 people, it means
your powerlessness.
it means a 3rd victim would be impossible. Imitation murder breakthrough. You guys keep saying that and it sounds strange to me. What do you guys mean by imitation? Hey, Tractor. Could it be you haven't seen it? Seen it? Seen what?
So.
Like I said, that movie.
Oh my.
When we first explored this island, Monokuma was passing out invitation tickets.
Good instincts.
It's an imitation of that movie.
Well,
Well, based on the murders this time, it closely resembles that movie, as if they were copying it. Let's see. Nagito mentioned something about that. You should come by later. And that's why you wanted me to go to the movie theater.
you.
So you haven't seen it. Still, it's not too late, I think. It's probably a good idea if you watch that movie before the class trial starts. I should get going too. There are other places I want to investigate. Where are you going next? Probably the hospital for sure. The first victim, Ibuki, was there. I don't know what was going on at the hospital in the first place.
You are right.
Thanks to that disease, we could not go there for some time. There's a lot to do. So, to investigate... Oh my god, we got so much to do. The hospital, the theater, the motel. Jesus. There's a lot of things I can do before the class trial. We got a lot of work to do. Why are you still here? Just a little bit more time and I'll be back to my old self. This ain't like me at all. You have anything new to say? No.
Got it wrong.
Yeah, I got it. Calm down.
What?
The killer's behind this. Is there any reason for them to cover up the time of death? As long as this is an imitation murder, there's no mistaking the order of the murders. Not just that, I also witnessed it. It should be clear what order the murders occurred. First was Ibuki and then Hiyoko. As long as we know that, there's no reason for them to cover up the time of death. So why? So much to do. Okay. So many places to go. I kind of want to check the hotel first. Motel. Whatever. It's fine. I just remembered, I never went inside any of the rooms. Plus, I don't even know where Hiyoko's room is. It might be faster just to ask someone.
So you have appeared.
You're here, right? Come on out. Are you talking to me? I can see you. Did you really think you could hide your presence like that? Dude, I wasn't trying to hide. I don't... Okay. Hey, which room is Hiyoko staying in?
Listen well.
Open the door to the center room. However, are you prepared? Make sure you pray to whatever god you hold dear.
Hurry! Shubba! Shubba! Hurry! Shubba! Hurry! Hurry! Come on! Come on! Shubba! Come on! Come on! Shubba! Shubba! Come on! Shubba! Come on! Hurry!
I'm trying. I'm going as fast as I can. Tractor. Jesus. What the hell was that for? You might want to bring an extra pair of underwear. Hey. How does this guy talk to his parents and teachers? Okay. Anyway, Fuyuhiko, you got anything cool to say?
Damn right.
Of course you do. Can you explain it to me again? What happened when you first discovered Ibuki's body? It was the same as when I found it with you guys. Body was hanging from the lighting. However, there was no body discovery announcement made. That's why I went to get you guys. I met up with Chiaki at the motel, and when we went back to the music venue, I met up with you guys, yeah. And when we went back to the music venue, the entrance door wouldn't open for some reason.
I see.
So we had no choice but to break down the door and discover the body.
Hey.
So Tractor, I gotta ask, because it's very important. You're gonna go Splinter Cell? You are a sexy beast. You know that? You know that? You are a downright sexy beast. There were 3 options that you could have picked that I would have been happy about, and 3 options you could have picked that I would have been sad about. The rest I don't really care. That's the most important part. When you arrived at the motel, who else saw you besides Chiake? Didn't you hear your body was found? Yeah, you freaked out. Gundam. Besides Chiake, I also saw Gundam and Monami.
I see.
So Kazuichi and Sonya didn't appear, huh? Do you think they're suspicious?
Like,
Well, Hiyoko was killed between the time you saw the body and when we broke down the door, right? So obviously those 2 are the most suspicious since they weren't with us.
While
we're at it, let me tell you my alibi too. When the morning Monokuma announcement woke me up, I went straight to the hospital. I saw Mikan panicking in front of the hospital. I asked her what was going on. She said Ibuki disappeared. So you guys split up and looked for her.
Well, yeah.
While we were circling the island, we came to the motel and saw you guys there. Did you see anyone else while you were circling?
Well,
No, we went to the movie theater in that street full of machines to look for Ibuki, but we didn't see anyone. You implying I don't have an alibi because I didn't run into anyone? It's unreasonable for you to doubt me. The time that Mikan and I were on our own looking for Ibuki wasn't very long. In that short time, there's no way I could have killed Hiyoko and wrapped her around the pillar with duct tape. Yeah, I agree. I don't think there was enough time for that. But the fact is, Hiyoko was killed, and we did discover her body. What, you still doubt me?
Jeez.
Well, I'm used to it. It's true I've done things I deserve to be doubted for. So don't worry. Even if you doubt me, I don't plan on dismembering you and encasing you in concrete. Oh! Thanks, I guess. I'd want to know in advance what I'd have to do to end up like that. It's the only room I can go in. Okay. Yeah, it's like, thanks, bud. Looks like it's locked, but I do have a key. It opened. So she was staying here. She only stayed here a few nights, so it doesn't really feel like her room, but I feel a little conflicted.
Oh my!
Yeah, Hiyoko put the key in her kimono, so I used that to open it. Did something happen? More importantly, how did you get in here? I'm starting to believe it might be my fault. Excuse? The moment Hiyoko came to this motel, she completely shut herself in this room. She was afraid of that disease, so she was cautious of everyone, you guys included.
However,
her fear of the disease was not the only reason she locked herself in her room. She had another reason. Besides that disease, what other reason would make her lock herself in her room?
perhaps,
Her kimono. Yesterday I went to go talk to her. Since she'd been in her room for some time, I told her it might be good for her to go outside for a bit. She kept the door to her room locked, but by coincidence, it was not locked at that time. And then I saw it. She was crying and struggling with her sash. She did not want to smell bad, so she took a shower, but then she could not tie her sash anymore. My hero is no longer with us, so I believe she was having trouble with it. She didn't leave her room because she couldn't tie her kimono.
you are
That's
right.
depressing. The others might have thought it was just a silly sash, but it must have been a serious issue for her. Hiyoko told me she learned how to tie her sash from Mahiru, that Mahiru kindly taught her the basics. That's why she wanted to be able to tie it on her own.
Perhaps
She probably could not forgive herself for not being able to do it, especially since Mahiru taught her.
I
could not really understand her feelings, which is why I said what I did. Uh-oh.
Hyoko, by chance, are you having trouble wearing your kimono?
Stupid! What are you saying? Of course I can do it! Because Mahiru taught me. That's why I can do it on my own.
If that is the case, how about you do it someplace where there is a mirror? Do you remember the full-length mirror in the storage room at the music venue?
Uh-oh.
If you do it while standing in front of a large mirror, I am confident you will be successful. Also, shutting yourself in your room like this may be bad for your health.
And that was when she kicked me out.
It cannot be.
Could it be she remembered that? Are you saying she went to the music venue to wear her kimono? Actually, I can see that happening. She locked her room and made sure she put the room key inside her kimono. I can't imagine that she was abducted by someone. If so, that's weird. Did you tell anybody about that before the incident, or was someone listening in on your conversation, or... I never told anyone, and I do not believe anyone was listening in. Nobody knew. If that's the case, how did the killer know Hiyoko was going to be at the music venue? Something's wrong. The bed isn't messed up. It doesn't look like she was abducted in her sleep. Oh, hello, little Monokuma. There's a mirror, but it's so small and rusty. There's no way anyone can use this. I don't see anything else that looks suspicious. There's no sign that someone made a mess of her room, and I don't think she was forcefully abducted. I feel like I couldn't really find any important clue. Oh well. Almost missed it.
No.
Haha. I think I got an achievement. Okay. I've found all of them so far, which I'm pretty happy with. I should have them all for this chapter as well. All right, still some places to go. Just gotta check the hospital and the movie theater. To be honest, I'd rather check the hospital first, so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't like this island as much. Island 3. Not the biggest fan. Yep, hospital notice. Eating and drinking is forbidden within the hospital building. Also, disregarding patients who need to be accompanied. Overnight stays by non-patients are expressly forbidden. Apparently only one person can accompany the infected thanks to Monokuma's selfish rule. What's up, babe?
Well?
I feel like I haven't been here in a while, even though it's only really been a few days. Hey, you prepared that surveillance camera unit, right?
Hey.
Yeah, so I didn't make any weird modifications or anything. It's not like I'm suspicious or anything. Okay. Didn't you get this from that shady-looking alley where all those machines were lined up?
Right.
Yeah, I just tweaked it a little. Then, if there are other surveillance camera units, would it be possible to transmit a signal to the hospital from those cameras too?
Man.
Nah, it's impossible. Originally, surveillance cameras and surveillance monitors are only used as part of the same unit. The video that was filmed with the hospital camera can only be viewed on the hospital monitor. The video that was filmed with the... yeah.
Hey.
But if I left it like that, we wouldn't have been able to communicate, so I swapped the cameras. Makes sense. However, each surveillance camera unit manages its broadcast based on a specific number. So even if you bring the same model camera or monitor, you won't be able to interfere with the signal. So even if another camera exists, it'd be impossible to broadcast with it. However, I didn't just swap the cameras. I modified them and increased the wireless range. If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't have been able to use it. You're right. You did work on that. Surveillance camera unit on top of the reception desk. Yeah.
Hajime.
So I want to ask you. You first discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue, right? But why did you go to the music venue? You had a reason for that, right? Did you see something with the camera?
That's right.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you that too. It'd be different if the surveillance camera unit could record, but it's only good for household functions.
Hey.
Yeah, I saw a strange video in that surveillance camera unit. I showed the music venue stage. There was a black curtain hanging like there is now. But the whole display was pretty dark because they were just using candlelight. There was rope hanging from the ceiling, and beneath that there was a stepladder on the floor. And right away, a person wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head appeared. I didn't know who it was because their face was covered, but now I know that must have been Ibuki. She walked straight to the stepladder and without any hesitation, she climbed that stepladder of her own free will, and then she grabbed that rope, and that's all I saw. The candlelight being used must have snuffed out or something because the screen went dark all of a sudden and it wasn't displaying anything anymore.
Man.
When the candlelight goes out, obviously nothing will show up. Modern surveillance cameras have infrared functions, so things can still show up in the dark. But the one I got from the machine alley was really old model. Wait, hold on.
Well,
At the time, you said you didn't know the person wearing the hemp bag was Ibuki, right? Yeah. You didn't know it was her, but you saw she was trying to hang herself. So you rushed over to the music venue to try to stop her. I didn't make it in time.
Hey,
Still, she climbed the stepladder on her own. Does that mean she committed suicide? Wouldn't that mean she's her own killer? What do you think? There's no doubt she climbed the stepladder on her own, right? Yeah. If so. Hey, don't think for so long. If you don't know, just be honest about it. Well, of course she doesn't. There's no way we'd be able to figure that out so easily. Oh yeah, I need to investigate the conference room on the second floor. I'm headed over there now. Okay. She ran away all of a sudden. She said the conference room. Why would she mention that all of a sudden? Also, I might just be overthinking, but did she seem a little upset? Why?
now then.
Finally getting back to my normal self. Hadre, help me out with the recovery. You can touch my boobs if you win. A lot of you know, okay, a lot of you know that I play games for money. I do. Never once in my life have I ever wanted to beat a game this bad in my life. No thanks. She was bearable when she was quiet. It'd be so much better if she was still feeling the after effects. She beat me up if I said that out loud. Anyway, why are you here?
Hey!
Well, I've never bbeen sick or hurt before, so I had no idea, but hospital gowns are pretty comfy. I was thinking I might as well keep wearing one. Wear it backwards. Don't tell me you plan on wearing one from now on. That's the idea, but it looks like they're out of stock. Look, there was one gown for each patient's room, so I thought there'd be more in the empty rooms. There weren't any gowns?
Yo!
Yeah, that's right. Ibuki died wearing one, so the only one left is the one Nagito was wearing. If I have no choice, I should just use his. It's a unisex size, so I'll probably be able to fit in it. Hold on, what happened to the one you were wearing?
Huh?
Are you saying I should wear the one I already wore? That's gross. Okay, but wearing Nagito's is even more gross.
Like,
No time to dilly-dally. I totally left Mikon back at the music venue. Crap, I gotta go back soon. Okay. It's okay since I already investigated that, but leaving her on guard duty was a terrible idea. It's still so weird. Alright, I'm gonna work my way across. I should look somewhere else. Okay. I want to get confirmation. Okay. Nice. Nothing particular catches my eye. Same as before. I guess this room doesn't have anything important. Okay. My face just greened out. Did you see that? I'm sure that was the stuff of nightmares for you guys. I'm really happy for you. It's pitch black. I can't see anything. Where's the switch?
hey,
Don't turn it on. I'm naked. Are you there?
'cause
If you turn on the light, it's gonna be fully exposed. It'd be embarrassing. What's fully exposed?
hey,
Hey, Hajime. If you poke out your eyes, you can turn on the light. What are you gonna do? You gonna poke them out? I'm not gonna poke out my eyes.
aw,
Bummer. Troll fail. No sooner did she finish saying that, I heard the dry sound of curtains being drawn. There was a flash of intense light that stung my eyes a little. I squinted my eyes until they started adjusting to the light. and I saw she had finished opening the curtain that was covering the window.
Hey.
Were you surprised? I don't get it.
Well,
I got it. Got what?
see?
The curtains in this conference room are designed to completely block out light. There's a projector in here, so they were probably careful about light shining through.
See?
See, a black curtain that blocks light and is also long enough to reach the floor. It's perfect. A black light blocking curtain. That's why it was so dark. Something wrong with it? I'm still in the middle of investigating, so it's a secret. Yep, she's upset. But still, what was that all about? That bit about it being embarrassing if I look and troll fail?
Nope.
I just want to mess with you. Yep, she's definitely upset. Why is she acting so childish? Guess I'm done investigating the hospital. I should move on to a different place. Oh. How odd. Both are accurate statements, yes. I guess it's on to the movie theater.
Hello there.
I knew you'd come here. That means you noticed it too, right? The case this time is an imitation case in which the killer used that movie as their theme. I wouldn't know, I haven't seen the movie.
I see.
And you really should watch the movie first.
Hey!
Manager, customer's here. Wow.
Did you call me? What?
Hajime's the customer? Do you have a problem with that?
What are you gonna do?
And you said you didn't want to watch it, but I knew you wanted to see it all along. If that's what Tsundere Hajime looks like, and you're really a tough guy. You're so devoted to being... Monokuma, I hate you.
Huh?
You paid $1.5 million for a sticker? It's nothing.
Listen up!
In exchange for not watching the movie, he paid $1.5 million for a Monokuma sticker. Come on, since we're talking about it anyway, why don't you show it to Nagito? Stop it! But my resistance was in vain, and Monokuma reached into my pocket and took the sticker. I'm sorry, I was born stupid. You bought this for $1.5 million. But in the end, you're still gonna watch the movie. Who cares about that anymore? Just hurry up and give me an invitation ticket.
Here!
Fine, here, damn. I already said so on the invitation ticket, but it's only effective today at this time. Well, it actually says effective today on this date and time, but then it doesn't have... By the way, I can only get one ticket per person. You only have one chance to watch it for free. I've already stamped today's date onto the ticket, so you won't be able to cheat. Don't worry, I'm only gonna watch it once.
Look forward to it, okay?
I'll go prepare the projection reel. Wait a bit, okay?
Hey.
About that invitation ticket, I strongly recommend you keep that safe. No reason, just think of it as a protective charm. I guess I should wait until he finishes. Note the missing bag. Yep, hint bag. Yeah, I know. There's only one. Tote bag's gone, that means...
What's this?
Whoa there, were you interested in buying that tote bag?
Too bad.
Well, that's just too bad, it's already sold out. Who'd you sell it to?
You're so stupid!
No way I'd fall for that. There's no way I'd say something to reveal who the killer is. So the killer bought it.
Shocking.
I remember you said there was only one because it's a limited item, right? It's not limited to one, it's more like it's limited to one person. What's the difference?
Hey!
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes. You know, for some reason, hearing you say that pisses me off.
Well now.
I should forget that I carelessly made a slip with the tongue.
Now then.
Looks like preparations are complete, so enter the theater.
I can't wait!
Yeah. I sure do love a BOGO sale. I apologize for keeping you waiting. World-famous director Monokuma presents a stunning masterpiece that reduced American audiences to tears of boredom. The Wizard of Monami 2.5D will be screening shortly. From the title alone, I have a bad feeling about this. 2.5D. That sounds so half-assed.
Now then, please relax and enjoy the film.
Aight. Oh, it's quiet.
Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates. One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise, and was whisked away to Monami's country. Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change. So he began his journey to see the wizard Monami, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires. Along the way, he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monami scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended that she commit suicide, the Monami scarecrow hanged herself and died. He also met a Monami lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows. He also met a Monami tin man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron. After a lot of other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monami, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monami. And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her. With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury. And he lived happily ever after. The end.
That was the greatest movie I've ever seen.
Phew.
Man, movies are the best. That drama was so moving that I needed 2 boxes of tissues, 1 for each head.
So,
Now then, let's meet again at class trial.
bye-bye.
I'm too disgusted to even let out a sigh right now. That's all I can say to describe the situation. How was it? Actually, I don't even have to ask. I totally expected your reaction. That was honestly the worst movie I've ever seen. Is it even okay to call that a movie?
Well,
Thanks to that movie, now you know, right? Yeah. Just like you said, the characters who were killed in the movie matches the victims in the case. Ibuki's death by hanging matched the Scarecrow's death. Not just that, but Hyoko's suspended body matches the lion's death too.
but
Would have been a complete imitation if the killer killed 3 people, but seems you can't do that. Perhaps the killer's upset about that right now. Or if the killer's main goal is just imitation murder, they should be upset about it, but I'm not sure if that's even true. Alright. I don't...
Hello, how's everybody doing? It's me, Monokuma! Yay! Awesome! The class trial's gonna start, you know. So, make sure you guys come to Monokuma Rock ASAP. I'll see you soon.
It's already time. So this again. I need to go to that place again. But now's not the time to be a coward. The reason Ibuki and Hiyoko became victims. In order to find the truth, the only thing I can do is go. That sounds amazing, Zach. I wish I was any good at Necrodancer. Hey, my eyes went out again. Nice. You're welcome. Everyone heard the announcement gathered in front of Monokuma Rock. Soon enough.
Welcome!
So what about Nekumara not being able to be here? Is everybody here? No. You guys want to go to the class trial?
Wait!
Hey, jerk. Hold it right there.
Monomi's such a dumb child.
Don't get in my way. You're just a dumb little sister who's short a few brain cells.
Hey!
My brain works just fine.
Hey!
What'd you do with Nekumaru? So you've come to avenge him.
That's...
That sounds like he died. Sounds like you say. Oops.
Anyway.
Since Nekumaru is unfortunately unavailable today, let's just say he's absent.
Bye-bye!
Now then, I gotta go first.
I won't let you.
Hey!
Did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekumaru is dead. He's just trying to piss us off.
Damn it!
Of course he's not dead. There's no way. Not in a million years.
Well...
More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, every one of us except Nekumaru will die. But Nekumaru would die never mind.
How about it?
Maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail.
Do you yearn for?
What are you saying, fiend? You'll find out soon enough.
See?
Okay.
I'm gonna do it!
You're right. Let's just do it. Let's just go. Okay. Let's just go. We stepped onto the escalator and ascended toward the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock. And that's when I suddenly noticed it. I noticed our lined up silhouettes kept getting smaller and smaller. But I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. And when everyone was inside, it vibrated into another plane of existence. The elevator began its deep descent as usual. But nobody said a word. As we stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper. And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness. And I walked into that place. Ooh. I don't like it this time. My, feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, two people got killed at the same time, and Nekumaru's not here either.
Hey!
Is Nekumaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No.
Why bother?
That's...
Well now.
It's gonna gloss over it, alright. It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content. Oh, I will. And so the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. Ibuki, the ultimate musician, she was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. And Hiyoko, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually a cunt. But she was trying to change herself, I guess, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with my hero's death. The person who killed those two is among us. I definitely can't believe it. But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out, no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friends' sake. For Ibuki and Hiyoko's sake. And so, the curtain to the third-class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Oh yeah. What's up, Zachary? How you doing? And no, I'm on the right side for this game because text comes in from the left, so if I sit over here, it doesn't cover it up as much. All right. I don't have any new skills. I have fuckloads of points. All right, I'm gonna look back through shit real quick, just to refresh myself of anything. Do I? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one. The time limit doesn't decrease even if you shoot a statement with a silencer. Is there a downside to that? Actually, Zachary, they're freedom boners, okay? You can call them condoms if you want, they're freedom boners. It just seems... I mean, there's... It seems a little good. Let's fucking go.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will vote if you vote correctly. Then I'll punish everyone besides.
We know.
Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already.
I'm counting that.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Damn.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Alright.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
Correct.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was... A video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
Someone get me a baseball bat real quick, so I can just bludgeon him real quick. Not to death, just knock him out for the rest of all time. Cause, dude.
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling.
Nuh-uh, Jack. Nuh-uh. He'll get up eventually, probably. We have the ultimate nurse, it'll be fine.
I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. The only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Oof.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuichi said. Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it, I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Yeah, you kind of are.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
I'm not the killer. There should be a contradiction somewhere. I need to find it and break through. I've already got it.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
I wondered why he told me to keep that
That would
ticket.
also be a lie.
Now I know why.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
I was just a hair too slow.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
I'd never seen the movie.
Hajime's testimony
The ticket
is a
proves that
lie.
I've never seen the movie, so I wouldn't have been able to know to put them like that. That's the contradiction.
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie. No, that's wrong!
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important, especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
I have a theory.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
Shut up.
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
Yeah, they were just probably boning. It's fine.
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you? Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? Oh boy. I think I know what's gonna help. I think it's gonna be that right there. Calling it now.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
That was it.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Of course you have. A person's remark contradicts the truth. I should be able to prove that with my evidence.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the in... No, that's wrong!
I figured the goo would help.
Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob? Like rubber, maybe?
It wasn't rubber at all. The semi-transparent glob was probably... I think it was glue.
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue. Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
It's not.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
Ooh.
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
It's pretty... It's a good thought.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hyoko's body was there too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hyoko was actually killed earlier.
Yep, I agree, which is why they'd have the heat on.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
Yep.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Wallpaper. Scrap that was stuck on the lighting in the music venue. I should be able to figure out what it is. Oh no. Can I just say it's wallpaper? Can I please just say it's wallpaper? It's clearly wallpaper! Don't make me do this. That's not the button I meant to push it on. My mouse stopped working for a second. This is insane. Oh my god, this is terrible. This is so bad.
I got it! Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap.
So gross. So gross.
There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there?
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper, see? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
Uh-huh.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
Something like that.
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting. It's part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of the body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. All right, let's give it a try. Ooh, this is dope. Oh, that's right. Now I have to jump. I didn't have to jump before. Now I do. Why did Yoko's body suddenly appear? It was hidden. Fuck yeah. This shit's so cool. It's dumb, but I like it. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper. Duh. Yeah, woo! Fuck yeah.
It's all coming together.
Good shit. God, I love that. That's funny.
Got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
Not if you did it with a
the
roll.
body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
You just didn't see it.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
It's really clever, actually.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
One of my theories is still standing really strong.
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar.
Perfect
so using
circle!
it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Tool joke. Sorry, I'm cutting up something.
The reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. If their plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
A lot of it, Emperor, but not the last part. Not at all.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
That's the question of the day, isn't it?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated the two victims in that movie.
I see! The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Ooh! An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
Walking?
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Oh, yeah. It's not even a question. It's blood on the soles. Just gotta find where it goes.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that.
Got it.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Correct.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Here we go!
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Okay.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure?
That's a good line.
If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Jesus.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood
yes,
that
there
was never there. Just about one. Did you see a nice nightmare?
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hiyoko's.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes, but it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar. You should feel it's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Jesus. I draw out the story that won't be any place for me to counter, since I thought that word from earlier was the opening for his rebuttal. In order to bring back the topic, looks like we push back on purpose.
Pillar, yes.
Okay. That's actually pretty neat.
But it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel proud of yourself.
That's actually really neat.
It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Damn it!
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet will... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words! That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Yep. I absolutely
Even
agree.
if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Now that is a good line.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That was my very, very, very original thought, but I threw that away.
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember?
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means...
Which is why...
the killer had to be alive at that time.
Yep.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
That would be very difficult.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw? According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
Wouldn't have even been that hard to do. This is one of my running theories.
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something.
Because when she was afflicted with that disease, she was just doing anything anybody told her.
So, maybe we should figure out able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually right?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Well, when you put it that way.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
No.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
Neither
What
do
about
we.
you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Murders supposedly happened before and during the announcement. The person who doesn't have an alibi for that time.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an
Wait.
alibi, then
Yes!
No, that's wrong! Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikon and I both have alibis.
you two have alibis?
Yeah.
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikon and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
None of your business.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Again. She jealous.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was? Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Haha! Killer is dead! Wait. I've never played that. I can't make that joke. The killer had a different reason. If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then whose? And what kind of trap is it? We're not already at the halfway point, are we? What? Okay. This is a weird trial.
Hiya!
Why, hello there, Bunny. The moss balls sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls. And here's some chance time. What's that? Appeal time. Make up your mind, but if you're gonna make me think about Mario Party, I'm gonna cry. Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother's gonna give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities headed your way. Then I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
Sorry. I like that song. I can't help it.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this?
I don't know. What are you asking me for?
We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead.
As it does.
No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Something like that even exist?
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
This dude's nutty.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the contents of the movie. About the lion that got killed second.
Those are the arrows.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
I can agree with that.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Hyoko's murder wasn't planned?
I understand the imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Okay.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, For example, why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
Why did she go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hiyoko went to the music venue? If that's the key to all this, I need to find that out, no matter the cost. Well, I do know. It's to use the mirror. The only thing here that even makes sense is the key.
Why did Hiyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
I do know, though.
Maybe the killer summoned her.
No.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
That's it.
I agree with that. It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hiyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hiyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hiyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that...
I won't lose!
Uh-oh. She's angry!
Are you saying my gut was wrong? This could be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No! That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
I mean, if that's what you feel like you gotta do. Jesus.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking, and that's why the killer targeted her.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's... Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer! That's the proof she was abducted, right?
No.
My gut is totally right after all!
No. This is the final stretch. She's revealed her ace in the hole. It's clearly a contradiction what she said.
Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Who said it? It was you.
There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer!
Allow me to cut through those words!
Got it.
The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hiyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then, the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off
off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
Hell no.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
Okay.
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed a hemp bag over her head. And without hesitation,
killed Hiyoko.
Because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Do you have any ideas?
Several. But one main one.
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
The killer's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak? I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember, there was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue.
Yeah.
So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
Now wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
That's strange. That's very strange.
This is strange? What's strange?
It's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints. There's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the...
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
Well, I mean, there was, but not in the right place.
You noticed such a small detail. How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate.
What are you talking about? You were obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito, you're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it.
Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video,
I assume it would involve the candle.
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
So just as I thought, it comes down to that. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video. And whether or not we can reach that hidden truth is all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
No pressure.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
If there was some hidden clue in that video, I should have seen something strange as I watched it. I'm the only one who can clear that up. I'm the only one who actually saw that video. So I'm the only one who can do it. The hanging video that I saw, based on everything we know from the debates thus far, should be able to figure out what's strange. It's missing the blood spot right there.
Here! That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
I can't believe this is gonna come out right.
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue.
What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki. All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
What are you two talking about?
Stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? She said the stepladder was at a different place, but if that's the case, the thing that's different between that video and the actual scene of the crime. Is that thing the place where the killer did something? No, please don't. Jesus. Got it.
got it! That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
Hospital conference room, perhaps?
The hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
In order to show us they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else, what did the killer do? They smashed the fuck out of it. Oh. Hot damn. Whoa. I'm ready. Let's do it. Which part of the surveillance camera unit did the killer tamper with? The camera. Ouch. Whoa, whoa, easy there, game. Damn. Holy shit. Whew. Did the killer tamper with the camera at the music venue or the hospital? Well, come on. Shit. This is definitely getting harder. What did the killer do with the camera from the music venue surveillance camera unit? Hell yeah.
It's all coming together.
Good shit.
That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Mm-hmm. Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
Bitch.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Well, that's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
Smashed the fuck out of it.
I see!
Excellent.
The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. If that's the case, where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? The only possibility is that place inside that building. Don't. Oh my God! Something new come out, Din Din? Oh, just start, like, just now? You chill right there. I'm gonna need you in a second. I'm gonna need you in a second too. Just chill. Oh, nice. A full Melee rework. Ooh.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Interesting. Have you looked to see exactly how it works? Like, do you think it's better or worse based on what you've seen so far? Or have you seen anything on it?
Huh? Conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
To make the conference room look like the music venue, the killer went ahead and did some work. I gotta make it clear what that work was. I mean, it's honestly not that hard. The blackout curtain and the candles, all you need. Yeah.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Oh, Jesus.
Or did they make some kind of set?
Oh, God, oh, God.
Or they might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
Bitch. Alright, I got it.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
That must be it! What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain, but after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oof.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is the same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
It's gotta be the candle. It's gotta be the candle.
I can prove it with this.
Yeah.
You're referring to the candle in the music video, right?
Yep.
In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. If you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is the site.
The person that had the gown on and the hemp bag on in the video I saw on the monitor was not Ibuki, nor was it at the music venue. It was somebody pretending to be, so that I would rush there and try to stop them and assume that they had killed themselves.
The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
I feel like I've heard Bayside cops say that before, but isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room?
Sorry, I heard a thing. I thought I'd move my
Then
thing.
was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
What? No.
That's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
That video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue, which means there was a fake somewhere. The fake must have been... That's a lot of shit right there, but it's that one.
I see! The person wearing the hemp bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hemp bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
Explains why there was a thing missing.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
So that's what happened. Then no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set the trap for me
But
was...
why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video... There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly...
Yep.
Then naturally, the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
That's right. I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is. So...
the only one! Mikon, you're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible?
No.
A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikon have an alibi.
It's interesting that only the person with an alibi that isn't me. It's kind of interesting.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
Shouldn't you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right? Yeah, I'll use the on-call room upstairs. You must be mentally exhausted, so it's better if you relax in the lobby instead.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming.
Devious.
By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video. And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Yep.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Kane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second! What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible! There's no way I could kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Like, he's so mad at her.
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
I mean...
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like 90%.
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikon is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
Oof.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
What do you say, Hajime?
I say we vote her just to kill her anyway.
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Yes.
Hey, Hajime!
What? Sorry, I was distracted. Everyone's ganging up on me. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Could it be I'm the one making a mistake? Nah, in fact, it'd be so much easier if I was wrong. If I had this much doubt about someone I've spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
Heh.
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
Just out with it, dude.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time. I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Accurate.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
What? Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang! That's a huge deal!
A decisive clue? Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from, this rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope, and keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this. The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
So this rope won't be much of a clue. Might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
Huh? More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
Huh?
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
His words contain a decisive clue. Is that really true? It's got to be the rope for hanging. I mean, that's the only thing here we're talking about.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
It's true.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
Yeah.
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Because the person with the
Did
autopsy.
we fall for someone's lie?
Yep. Oh, shit. That's
The
right.
body at the crime scene was hanged, you know.
Oh, shit.
Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Buki's true cause of the strangulation. Decisive proof of the lead to the killer.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
I'm gonna need to grab one.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different.
Maybe?
The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
How am I gonna do it?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's
Maybe.
basically the same thing.
We'll try it.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging.
I'm not sure.
Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Nope. Who's lying? Hajime, stop talking about things that don't make sense. Explain it to me already.
Crap! Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She
Wait,
was
that
strangled
means...
to death.
No, that means I was right before because I didn't get yelled
basically
at.
the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling
So I
seem
missed
similar,
before, and
they're
it just
very
didn't seem
different.
like I missed. So
The
I've been running in
scars they leave would look
circles
different too.
for nothing.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
Should have
But
just
we
listened to
believed
myself.
it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
I was
That
right.
must be it. So that's what happened.
Must have been that
We've
white
been
noise
falling
of the
for the
cock
killer's
block
lie
man. I
this
didn't
whole
realize
time.
it. So I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right? Yep, no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikon?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
So I want to say something here. When we first found out that she was the ultimate nurse, and she did the autopsy on Byakuya, way back at the beginning of the game, the thought occurred to me, what if she ends up murdering somebody and we trust her because she's the ultimate nurse? She could lie and get away with so much. I'm glad that's a thing.
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mikon, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that.
What?
That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
Bullshit.
You were right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
Sonya, don't fall
But
for
even
it.
a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
Damn.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikon nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikon because she was nursing her.
So Mikon volunteered to nurse us? Cause she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikon is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you.
Ooh.
I just can't forgive this crime at all.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikon is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then The only thing I can do is back off. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way I'm capable of killing someone.
Is that really true?
Huh?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop! I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
Thank you.
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
Bullshit. You get deep stuff all the time, just not intellectual things.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
I'm not gonna say it.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say?
Oh, shit.
Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that! You hear me? I'm done!
Hey, Mikan.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Not fair! Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away! What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Wow, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it?
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some? I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Damn.
Hey, Mikan, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? Ah, that's right! Show me your proof!
This bitch is crazy.
Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! That video... I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find a hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
Me.
So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Was this her goal all along? She's saying everyone's fate depends on me, the only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's gonna finish this. Oh shit. That's a lot.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type!
Wait a minute.
Please forgive me already!
Why did you bring up the camera angle?
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
No, damn it! I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do! Oh my god! I'm the only one who saw that video. Who else is gonna do it if I don't? I know what to do.
I'm not the killer!
I've got it. You just shot yourself in the
Can't
foot.
think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed
And then
that
Chiaki
video.
literally gives me the bullet that I need. Oh, that's so
Do
cool.
you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Got it.
I'll shoot through that contradiction. Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
Oof. Oof.
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Got you by the balls now.
Forgive me! Huh? 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 I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible.
Huh?
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater?
Yeah.
Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible?
I cannot believe that the title of the stream is the answer.
Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time?
Wow.
It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think?
Buy one, get one, bitch!
That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
No.
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Long time no see. Well, not really. It's time for the third panic talk action. This is probably going to be my last job during a class trial. Please humor me while I taint your ears one last time. Starting from this PTA, the reload and ammo features will be added. You will no longer be able to make do with just the left mouse button. Below the tempo marker in the lower portion of the screen, the number of bullets are displayed. From this point on, you'll need one bullet to destroy one remark. When you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy the remarks, no matter how much you mash the left mouse button. You'll be able to refresh your bullets by pressing the tab key to reload. Just like locking on, press it in time. The controls are the same as left mouse button. Match it by pressing match the tempo marker either by pressing the tab key or the number of bullets refreshed is based on how well you kept the tempo. If you get the timing wrong, you press tab key, bullets will not be refreshed, so please be careful. Also, your ammo will be completely refreshed and will not run out during fever time. If your difficulty is set to general, you don't need to reload. I guess it's a pretty useless explanation, even though it was the last one. That should be all for the class trials. The rest is up to you to overcome. You should be able to find it beyond this point. What you and I both yearn for. True despair. Well then, good luck. Have fun.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item!
This is gonna suck.
That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Can we just vote?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
At this rate, we're not getting anywhere. I gotta do something and end this. I gotta do something so I can make her admit it. Here we go.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already?
God.
I'll do anything you want.
If I do it just before, that's the right
Can you
time.
forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand?
Well, it's like on the
Why
offbeat.
only me? Please, draw on me. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at—
This is the end!
Got it.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in 2 separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why? Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Damn.
Mikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left. Please, just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Oh, that's convenient, and I can do that. Okay. Oh wow, this one's short. Jeez.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
That was a really short compared to the others.
This incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time. When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music venue. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music venue, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene.
It's really smart, like all of it.
The killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance.
Not what I expected from her at all.
However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
This bitch is crazy.
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair!
Whew.
Mikan, you... What has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Damn. I'll take it.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
I'm so ready. I can't believe though, 3 people, like, damn. She's gonna die to lethal injection, isn't she?
Well now.
Totally. Though it may be obvious at this point.
Correct.
You got it right once again. It's like 3 in a row. That's right, the true identity of the horrifying blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, was the one who killed him?
I won't forgive you.
Don't joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill him from the start while you were nursing him?
Hey!
Don't just laugh. Say something. This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
This bitch.
Hey.
This is nothing like Peko. She's actually gone mental.
That's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikan we knew.
Hey.
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case.
What?
I know because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on, did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? Then that means she was...
What?
Hajime, something crossed your mind? That's why she put her boobs in my face. That's right. She felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, that must have been a high fever. Damn.
It cannot be.
Then because of that disease, Mikan was...
Perhaps...
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Okay. That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of for the sake of hope.
Possible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair. That's completely wrong.
Huh?
What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh?
What?
Huh?
Who are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know.
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation.
I understand that I've done something unforgivable, but you know, to transcend all that is truly...
It's love.
Right.
Hey.
I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand? Is it because you don't have anyone to love? Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel sorry for you.
Well...
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones with that thin veil, within that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me, it's like nothing matters.
Amazing.
I could just die, that's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love, only love.
Could it be?
Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
No. Not only was she affected by despair, you were half right. It's right to say this is all thanks to that disease, because thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom. Which means you had the remembering disease?
But
if this means she remembered something and ended up like this...
Such despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island? Well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. And it was also my beloved who created me, the me, that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and still accepts me. That's the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Yeah, who? Who the fuck are you talking about? Are you saying this is Mika? She's the real Mika? Did you really remember? You ended up like this all because you remembered? I don't believe it. There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikan. You still doubt me? Then to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. It's about that World Ender organization that you were all worrying about.
You serious?
Not no. I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along. How that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. Future. That door. That's right. A symbol of the ancient ruins door. That's right. It was the Japanese word for future.
Hey.
Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, that organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
This isn't a comic book, you know. As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Mon Ami?
You...
I knew it. Mon Ami, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? We're not members.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own.
Hey.
Don't laugh. Hey, Mikon, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us? Of course I know that. Let's see. The Future Foundation lackey that's hiding among you all is...
Oh?
Oh, well, nobody really cares about that, do you think?
Of course not.
You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. You even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. What? I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love from the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
Wow, this bitch is crazy. I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe you were like this all along. Because if that's true, then who's the person we've been spending time with up till now? The past. Oof. That person, she didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys considered that thing a friend.
Oh?
It doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. Oof. That hurts. Well, that applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is. Losing memories are...
Do you understand?
Like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memory makes us shadows of the past, don't you think?
Hey.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story. That story about our stolen school lives.
Hey, hey!
So it's true. We did lose our memories.
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace?
Oh?
Oh, Monokuma! Is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed.
Damn it, why? Mikon, why does that have to end like this? This is too pointless. It's too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate nurse.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh boy. Bye-bye, ouchies. So she got fisted to death. Right. Okay. It's finished. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki and Hiyoko was Mikon, and she's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikon from earlier? Was that her true form, or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease?
Damn it.
Doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like that just from remembering, then all along Mikon was never worth being a symbol of hope.
But
Even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, if she lost herself to a simple disease, she was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
isn't that right?
Come on, let's take all this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait!
That's impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so. Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friend, who we thought we knew, ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. And then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice toward us. And now there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. It's clearly impossible.
Damn it.
Would have been so much easier if she was the traitor, too.
Wrong.
Too bad, not the case. She was not the traitor.
Come on.
Traitor's still alive, as proof. See how fine Monami looks right now. I'm not fine at all. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the future Foundation, so you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say you're different than Monami.
Phew.
Who cares about who I am? More importantly, I'm tired. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean. Right eye. Wait. My black bean right eye during the break. Ew. Your right eye is made out of black beans?
Hey.
Wait, now's not time to focus on that. What are you trying to say?
Hey,
You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because downs come after ups. But if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring?
Yes.
So, in order to help you guys feel better, I prepared a special event. What? Head over to the First Island Beach. An old friend will be waiting there.
Huh?
Could be Nekomaru? Is it? It is, isn't it? Nekomaru was safe after all? Safe. How should I say this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Awesome. We're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope? I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but I...
So just
Three
as
of
I
our
thought.
friends just died, so I honestly can't be happy. Oh, Miss Sonia.
However,
Even so, I'm still happy if Nekomaru is safe. I'm truly happy.
Fine.
Okay. If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they had still lived. Hey, Supreme Overlord of Who Gives a Shit. That line doesn't suit you at all. Supreme Overlord of Who Gives a Shit. I think I'm gonna tell, I think I'm gonna reprogram my phone to call me that from now on. I think that would be good.
Silence.
I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Hiyoko, Mikon, can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
Yeah, let's go greet Nekomaru, and we'll make it grand even for those that died. Yeah. Oh no, not again. What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? I don't get this at all. Akane, just admit it.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go. I'm so ready. Nekomaru's coming back. When we heard that, we were unable to contain our excitement as we jumped into the elevator.
Uh-oh.
And they just ran off without listening to what I had to say.
Unbelievable.
They're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around till others have finished talking? What does that mean?
Hey!
You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them, including Nekomaru's body. His body? It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. So if something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility. Bear. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So it just couldn't be helped. Is he gonna be a robot? As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running. Hurry to the beach!
All right!
Even though our minds were completely exhausted, strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept right on running toward the beach on the first island. Where in the world's Nekomaru?
Hey.
I have a bad feeling.
Listen!
We have come to pick you up. Please hurry and come out of hiding. We raised our voices. We looked around the area. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. And so on and so forth. We kept looking for him. But...
Hey!
The hell, man? He's nowhere to be found.
Damn it!
Did we get false info from Monokuma again? And that's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
Could it be?
With high hopes in our hearts, we turned toward the direction of the voice. And then we saw something truly unbelievable.
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
Hey, chat's back. Nice. And it only took 45 minutes. And yes, I did know, by the way.
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing! The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Okay. Nine and a half days left. Well, he never needs to he shits so much that for the rest of his life, he no longer needs to shit. That's so impressive. Damn. That's... Nurse's apron. Rip. That was, wow. That was something. We did it. Wow. That was a good end to the chapter. I can't say I didn't suspect Mikon from the beginning, but still. Wow. And I figured she could kill someone. I didn't think she had it in her to kill two people. But the fact that she remembered, and the fact that her remembering led her to that, like, my God. That really says a lot about the type of, like, the person that you are today is so dependent on the experiences you've had in your life up to that point, and forgetting those can completely change the person that you are. It's very interesting. Very deep, cool concept. But we lost 3 chicks. Granted, 2 out of 3 of those chicks were irritating, but still. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Damn. That's rough. All right, well, anyway, it's 5:30, which is perfect. We're going to stop here. We'll be starting Chapter 4 tomorrow. Oh, my God. I'm going to go pee, and then I'm going to pee, and I'm going to